Chapter 84, Dr. Hannah. We woke up at 7 the next morning, and George looked, and I took a look at my phone. Well, what time is it? Dr. Morcassius asked very soon after I woke up. 7. We have 34 hours, and we have 34 hours until we must surrender, I answered. I then took a look at the texts I got during the night, and I was bombarded by texts from my dads, and they I could tell were pissed that I stole their motorcycles, while at the same time they were very worried because they didn't know where we were. Have you gotten any texts from your parents? I asked Dr. Morcassius. No, answered Dr. Morcassius. Sam and George soon after that woke up. Did you check texts to see if you got any from your parents? Dr. Morcassius asked. Sure, said George. Sam and George then got on their phones and they checked theirs. Shit, said Dr. Morcassius. Why? I asked. Well, there's either my mom is too weak to text and my dad is too devoted, or my parents have been arrested, answered Dr. Morcassius. Or they are all parents, corrected George. Right, said Dr. Morcassius. Dr. Morcassius then got out of bed and then began to put his cloak on. You think Dr. Jacobs would want to see us this early? I asked. I am getting ready for the Peoplemover, because the cure is all I have on my mind, and I didn't bring a change of clothes, answered Dr. Morcassius. Okay, I said. I better put my cloak on. Me too, said George. I'm going to check us out, but I'm going to tell them we're going to leave our motorcycles here for a little bit, said Dr. Morcassius. We then all pretty much left the room with our cloaks on, and after that we went to the elevator, and we began to travel down the elevator. Meet me right outside the hotel, said Dr. Morcassius. Sam, George, and I then rushed outside. I am scared, said George, when we got outside. Me too, I said, said Sam, tossing a tear gas bomb into the air. Sam, we know you have weapons. That does not mean that we are still not scared, I said. Sam nodded. It was a beautiful day in Detroit. There was not a cloud in sight, and it was beautiful that we were able to see Windsor, Ontario, in Canada when the sun was rising. Let's get this over with. It is too beautiful of a day for us to waste our lives like this, I said. Yeah, let's, said George. Sam nodded. Sam, do you know where the Joe Louis Arena? I asked us. Sam then pointed to the southeast. The southeast corner downtown? I asked. Sam nodded. I need a reminder. Are we taking the Peoplemover? I asked. Sam nodded and then pointed up and then began moving his finger in a circle. Good to know, I said. Dr. Morcassius came rushing out of the Greektown Hotel and Casino. Hannah, do you have change to use the Peoplemover? Dr. Morcassius asked. Yes, I do, I said. We then walked up to the Greektown station and paid for our ride, and then we went up the escalator. Okay, guys, here is the deal. The train is a loop. If he is not here at the Joe Louis Arena station when we get there for the third time, we're just going to get out and wait, ordered Dr. Morcassius. Fine, said George, said with us all nodding. It was about 3 minutes before we officially began waiting on the platform that the train pulled in. How many stops until the Joe Louis Arena? Asked George once we began to pull out Greektown. 5, Dr. Morcassius answered. It was about 5 minutes until our train pulled into the Joe Louis Arena, and a man with a briefcase boarded our car. Are you Dr. Robbins? Asked the man with a briefcase. Yes, we all said at once. Morcus, said Dr. Morcassius, because he knows better than to lie to adults. Said Sam. George, said George. I am Hannah. I'm going to be paying for this, I said. I am Dr. Lucas Jacobs. We're here for the cure, said Dr. Morcassius. Pay the $700 and I will give you the instructions, said Dr. Jacobs. Do you accept cash? I asked. Yes, answered Dr. Jacobs. Here you go, I said, giving Dr. Jacobs the $7 in cash in the form of 35 $20 bills. Here is the cure, said Dr. Jacobs, giving us the cure. So how do we give it to her, said Dr. Cassius, opening the case. Inside the case was a vaccinator and a white liquid inside. Jab it in any of her limbs. It will go through her bloodstream and heal her in an instant, said Dr. Jacobs. Good to know, said Dr. Cassius. But be very careful about it. You need to have the case shut, said Dr. Cassius. Said Dr. Jacobs. Dr. Cassius then shut the case. Can I ask you a question? Asked Hannah. Sure, said Dr. Jacobs. Suddenly, Dr. Jacobs did not look like he was doing too well, and like he just made a fatal mistake. Are you okay? I asked. Yeah, answered Dr. Jacobs. Now, I would like to know why you put us in the Greek Town Hotel and Casino overnight first. The next thing I knew, Dr. Jacobs had fallen on the ground. Dr. Jacobs? I asked. He did not move. Oh no, he's dead! I cried. I'll contact the emergency Peoplemover personnel, said Dr. Cassius immediately. We're the only people in our corps. George was crying or I could tell Sam looked scared. This is the driver. Where's your emergency? Asked the driver through the intercom. A man has died in the back car of this train, said Dr. Cassius into the intercom. Stay in your car. I'm taking this train out of service. I'll be there as soon as I get to the sheds at Times Square, said the driver through the intercom. It was about 3 more minutes, and after that, where we were in a dark room where we stored the trains and when they were non-use. What is going on? Asked the driver back in here. A man has died, answered Dr. Cassius. What? Asked the driver, feeling quite irritated. A man died! Yo, Dr. Cassius. Shit, I'll call an ambulance right away. I'm sorry I didn't quite understand I'm sorry I didn't quite understand you before, said the driver. It was about 3 minutes before paramedics pulled in front of our car. Yep, this guy is definitely dead, said one of the paramedics. Cause? I asked. Unknown, said one of the paramedics. Unknown? Dr. Cassius asked. The paramedics then began to take the shirt off Dr. Jacobs and discovered his skin looked blistery. Holy crap! What is that? I asked. A metal box was then discovered. It had the words on it in metal letters that said, Silent Shocker. Silent Shocker? Dr. Cassius asked. There have been multiple cases of people dying from that all across the country, said the paramedics. Is the press going to get involved? I asked. I think so, said the paramedics. Crap, I said. We're in a little bit of a time crunch. Do we have time? Do we have to stay here? Said Dr. Cassius asked. See, right there, it'll be only a half hour tops, said the personnel. We were then left sitting on the train alone. Shit, said Dr. Cassius. We got the cure, I said. Dr. Cassius opened the case and with the cure in it again. He said you should keep it shut, I said. Well, he is dead now, so I probably should check and make sure that there isn't a silent shocker on here, said Dr. Cassius. Good point, I said. Dr. Cassius then took a good look at the case, and I could tell he found nothing but the vaccinator.